Hey guys, working on a 2000 Honda Civic, and this car is filthy, it's gross. I mean, thank God for, nitrile gloves, but if you look at this, I mean, look at all this grime. I don't even know why I'm working on this car, but apparently this shop wants this thing to get fixed. Apparently it's been sitting on their lot for 4 months now. So I don't know if it was a theft recovery or what, but the shop got me a new ignition lock cylinder, and so got the key. Apparently this key was made to match the lock cylinders in the door. So OEM Honda part, good old Honda. So I'm going to have to remove these column covers, and so I can get to this lock cylinder, and hopefully we can get this baby running and get it started so they can get this vehicle off their lot. So we'll see. Alright guys, so the first thing we want to do is get these screws from these column covers off so we can get to this ignition lock cylinder. So there's 3 screws in the bottom underneath. So take those off, and actually, you know what, I'm going to remove this thing as well, just so it's out of the way and you can see what we're dealing with. So this looks like there's 3 screws as well. They are different than the ones coming out of the column cover. Oh, maybe not. Maybe it looks like they just mixed them up. This thing's so old and brittle and gross. I'm freaking working on it. Okay, why isn't this going? What I'm going to try to do is I'm going to use this punch, this cool little hammer that I got, and I'm going to try to break free those bolts, and then so we can drop this lock cylinder out. Alright, so you guys probably still can't see what I'm doing, but just to give you an idea. And once they loosen up, they actually come out pretty easy. It's just getting it started is the main challenge. this one's pretty loose, so I'm just trying to get a good hand on it. Oh yeah, it's coming out now. Sweet. Check that out, guys. So as you can see, it's out. So I got to get the other one out. But not too bad. Come out pretty easy. Like I said, you just tap the top, and then as you're hitting it, you know, you want to hit it at an angle so it helps it rotate, and then they come out pretty easy. So let's go for the next one. Here we go. Ha! There it is. Persistence, guys. What I want to do is try to disconnect these connections here. Follow our wires.
Of course, it doesn't want to come out easy. Okay, so that's unplugged. That's loose.
Ha! Here it is, guys. It's out. Alright, so next thing you want to do is you want to compare the old one with the new one. So that way you know that it's the same and you don't need to transfer any components. So just visually, I would say that this is a match, and I'm good with it. Same connectors, same wiring. Yes, that's junk. Alright, so we're going to route the connectors through this little cube here first. Okay. So also, so you know, so this piece of the ignition has to go in. You can probably barely see it. Right there it is. has to go into this hole right here. And so you want to make sure you line that up. Then you gotta make these connections. This big one goes up to a brown connector up here. And then there's another connection here. That goes there. Alright, so the next thing we want to do is line up here and put our new bracket on with our new locking bolts. So these ones, these are the new guys. So how they work is the head of the bolt actually breaks off, and that's how you get your tamper-proof bolt in there. So they also give you a new cover there, or I should say a bracket. Looks like the old one's still on there. Getting rid of that. New one on. Let's see, what size is that? Is an 8. And when you're putting this on, you want to make sure that the bracket is even and it's sitting on there even before you go and tighten them all the way. Otherwise, the head will break off, and then there's no point in having a breakaway bolt that's supposed to be tamper-proof and it's not even. Then you go to tighten this thing, then it'll be all loose, and that won't be good. So, and they get pretty snug once they're ready to go, and then they just break right off, just like that. So as you see, right there, they broke off. That's the head of it. As you can see, we got the new lock cylinder in. It's sturdy, looks good. Everything's routed the way it should be. So, I'm good with it, guys. So the next thing would be, let's plug it in. Turn the key on. Dead battery. Good thing is, definitely turns. So that's a good sign. Bet you this battery's super dead. It's been here for 4 months in the on position. So we'll see what we can do. Alright, you guys are gonna love this one. Check out the meter. We're reading 0.837. Not even 1 volt. Awesome. So I got my trusty little jump pack here. Let's see if this will put out enough amps to turn this car over. Doubtful, but we'll try it. And get you in the vehicle. Turn this on. See the cluster from there, but you'll hear it once it turns on, if it does. Turned on. Battery's super low. There we go. Sweet. Car's on. It's running. Alright, let me get the jumper off. Love this thing, man. That was a cheap eBay buy. And that thing's gotten me out of a few binds. Let's check out the voltage here. Make sure we're putting out enough voltage from the alternator. 14.6. That looks good, promising. We'll let the car idle for a little bit. Sweet. Horns work. So we just gotta let this thing run for a little bit, and that's it. I'm gonna put the knee bolster back on, button up the trims, and you know, put it all back together, and that's it. It's an easy one, not too bad. Don't have to worry about, you know, anything messing up. They're pretty simple, straightforward. We're running. This engine actually idling pretty good. Doubtful that this battery is going to be able to come back from that, but you know, who knows? We'll see. Again, 2000 Honda Civic in rough shape. I mean, this thing's been sitting for a while. Hope you guys like that one. We'll see you on the next one. Yay!